Well, meantime, we are learning new details about that deadly stabbing spree on the Las Vegas Strip. It left 2 people dead, 6 others injured. One person is still in critical condition. The 32-year-old suspect appeared in court today. A new police report is giving us some answers about what happened before this attack. Christian Caceres from our affiliate KLAS is live. Christian, what do we know about the moments leading up to this deadly stabbing spree?
Nichole, good afternoon to you. Well, according to the arrest report, we are learning that 32-year-old Yoni Barrios arrived to Las Vegas earlier this week from California. He was supposed to be staying with a friend. When that didn't work out, he apparently decided to come to the Las Vegas Strip on a bus. According to that report, when he was on that bus, he said that many of those passengers on that bus were making fun of him, and he said that apparently he was not being treated as a human being. Well, this happened on Thursday. When he arrived to the Las Vegas Strip, he went to the Wynn Resort and Casino, which is actually about a block away from our station. He went to the property seeking a job. He said that he was looking for employment as a janitor. When he left the property, he went outside by the main entrance and he came across a group of showgirls on the Las Vegas Boulevard. And according to that report, he asked them to take a picture with him holding a foot-long kitchen knife that he was trying to sell. And that is when the stabbing happened.
Well, Christian, we're taking a look at that surveillance video there. Do we know anything about what he maybe said to those victims before attacking them? Because this seems to have been random. Anything about his motivation?
Well, Nichole, according to this report, we are learning more about that information, that moment that led up to the stabbing. Now, according to that arrest report, we are learning that Barrios told the group of showgirls that he was a chef. And apparently he said that the girls were making fun of him, even making fun of the way that he was dressed. And according to that report, he told police that made him very angry and he decided to stab one of the women in the chest. Now, when the other woman that was there in that group decided to go over and help that first victim, that is when Barrios stabbed the second victim in the back. After that stabbing happened within that group, he decided to run off down Las Vegas Boulevard. And during that time, he apparently stabbed 6 other victims during his getaway. Eventually, he threw away the knife that was covered in blood in one of the bushes. Eventually, the police were able to locate Barrios among the crowd after they said that they noticed his right hand was injured. Nichole?
Yeah, such disturbing details. All right, Christian, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.